changed the game quite a bit from previous years. I know we've had a tendency to, in the past, build very heavy object-oriented, function-based libraries for different languages. We've gotten rid of that completely this year. Instead, we are providing a much more rich API that you can communicate directly to the server with. Comments? All right, that's what I like to hear. So, our game this year is loosely based on asteroids. It's a two-dimensional space fighter. Just like asteroids. In fact, there are asteroids in the game. Just like asteroids. So, what? We're really happy to see all of you here tonight. There are 19 teams here to compete. How many people were here last year? Awesome. How many people have been here before then? Woo! We have two different competitions that we're going to be running this weekend. We have our student competition, which has some really amazing prizes associated with it, which we'd like to invite Dropbox guys up here to come up and show you guys. Come on. Come on.
What's up, guys? We're pretty excited for this competition. We have 3 iPads for the first place winners. Yeah? All right, cool.
Awesome.
We also have 150 gigs for the first place team, everybody on that team. 100 gigs for the second place team, and 50 gigs for the third place.
And that's all for life.
It's a pretty big, like long-term investment. It's forever. So cool.
Question?
You have one person gets the first place. If you get all 3 iPads.
Good question. No.
One iPad per person.
Yeah, sorry. So,
Encourage collaboration, right?
starting at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, you will have 24 hours to build a client to play our game, and then shortly after that, we will be running the tournament, and we will be running it live here in this room at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. Shall we show them the API?
Yes, we shall.
Switch to the browser, then full screen.
Okay, it doesn't actually matter.
This does.
It doesn't. Oh.
Resize it.
There you go.
This projector sucks.
Here, hold on.
So for our API this year, we decided to go with a RESTful HTTP-based API. You'll be connecting to our server and either putting out GET or POST requests to actually get information and send information. It's fairly well documented here. We'll have this page available to all of you. We did this for a number of reasons. Over the past 3 or 4 years, we have been getting complaints that we're far too focused on particular languages, and we really wanted it to open this up to whatever you can build in. We're providing some sample skeleton game clients in Python, Java, and Haskell, but you are free to compete in whatever language you can get running on the systems that you will be given. So whatever you want to do, if it works, we'll let you. The second reason is a lot of the original reason why we chose to use dedicated libraries in the past was that this competition started in the 90s, and it was a time when networking wasn't something that a lot of people knew. So we wanted to keep the competition as open as possible then by not requiring any knowledge at all about it. And we feel that these days, things like this are extremely important to the current ecosystem of technology and all things computing. It's all about the web. And we wanted to give people an opportunity to use that themselves. So,
How many of you guys here before have experience programming with Rest?
anybody? Ah, that is awesome.
If you do not, that's also fine. Dropbox, our wonderful sponsor, they're doing a tutorial right after this.
So immediately after this, once we're done, which will be in a couple of minutes actually, because we don't have all that much to show you for the opening, our friends from Dropbox will be coming up and doing a short tutorial. Let's show them the game.
Yeah, let's show them the game. You guys excited? Woo! All right. That was good. That was good. Let's try this again. You guys excited? All right. I don't need a microphone.
Not row.
One sec.
Nginx errors. Those don't happen.
Is Imgur down?
Imgur's not down.
Imgur might be. Okay, we're good. Never mind.
Imgur does not.
Imgur's just being slow today.
It goes down way more often.
We have one other option. I'll actually start a game. All right, the still pictures that we had aren't showing up because Imgur is down. So give us 1 minute. We'll actually start a real game. That'll work.
Kevin, try to refresh on their page again.
I don't care. We're just going to show them a real game.
Okay.
Oh, what the hell? We're going to do this live. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Kevin.
I can say that.
Okay, fine.
Wrong username. Well, first I was going to go into an ACM box, but no, I'm going to go into my laptop. What?
Yeah. Imgur was not.
It's Imgur. Imgur doesn't tend to go down.
Reddit goes down way more often.
All right. Don't. Oh, fine. Fine, that works.
Why do we need to make finger big?
Because I'm going to run the CX-Trace version because it's more stable.
Oh, okay.
I love doing it live.
Server -4, not 45. Please don't try 45. No.
I didn't type 45. I didn't type 45.
You almost typed 45.
I did not almost type 45.
45
I know what I'm doing.
Okay, don't do 45. I don't have to do 45. There will not be 45 people in it.
I can't type today. No, we're not playing with 40,000 players. That does not work. It just does not work.
The server is written in Python, and Python has this cool thing called the global interpreter lock, which, for those of you who are not familiar with it,
All right,
basically
there we
means
go.
running a server with that many people in it.
So this is the game that you'll be playing. This is the visualizer that we are providing for the game. So that while you are building your clients, you can use this, and it has some really wonderful features. It was all written in HTML and JavaScript, and it uses jQuery and all that, and all sorts of wonderful new buzzwords and stuff. Also Canvas.
For those of you who are wondering about more than just the technology going on the screen, little numbers are ships of the players that are listed. Usually those numbers will be names, team names. We went with 1, 2, 3, 4 because it's a demo, so those are common team names. Or ABCD would work too. The planets are the blue dots, and the asteroids are the purple dots. Anything with a green line around it has either a base or a refinery. The base is on planets and refineries on asteroids.
So there's really one primary goal of the game, and that is to kill everyone else. And in order to kill everyone else, you got two options. You can kill all their ships, or you can kill their planets.
And for those of you wondering why this game is going to take a while, this is an AI playing against itself 4 times, so it's pretty evenly matched.
Yeah, they're not going to win. This is the Python sample client.
This game will actually go on for pretty much ever, and you'll have to eventually determine it.
Oh no, this game will go on until my laptop runs out of RAM.
Yeah.
That happens.
So if the games do go on too long, there's a scoring system, which is based on the number of resources you have, the number of ships you have, the number of bases you have, and the number of refineries you have.
That's the first number that's climbing up there that you can't see all of
It's
because
effectively
the
designed to
display is
be fair
set up
to
wrong.
players, regardless of what they decided to do with their resources. So the scoring mechanism is basically comes down to how many resources you collected overall.
No, it didn't.
And that scoring mechanism will be used in the case that we
I can fix that.
ties don't always occur. They occur if like two people write an AI that's just like run away. Yes.
So are all those ships in the same team or?
All the ships with the same number on them are from the same team. So there's actually a couple different teams here, and if we zoom in really far, you can see them shooting at each other. All the red lines are lasers.
But since they're all the
Lasers.
same power, it would be really hard to
Well, the idea
There
is
should
that
be
the
only-
names
Instead
the
of
teams will be
little
something-
unreadable numbers, there will be team names there.
So right now, those are team names that are showing up, but we just named the team initially 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you'll see your team's name. You can name your team whatever you want. Within reason, drop database is not an appropriate name for a team. Actually, it should work fine. So, yeah.
How many ships are you allowed to have?
There is no maximum number of ships.
So,
However many you can build, you can have.
So you start off with finite. You start off with finite
Server
resources,
crashes.
and you can build refineries on the little asteroids, and using thrust, so you can thrust in any direction, and then thrust determines your velocity and your acceleration.
And thrust
So
is
if you're
independent
going
of the
this
direction
way
you're
and
shooting.
You start thrusting that way, you're not going to immediately turn around, but you will turn around.
Hence the asteroid aspect of the game.
Yes.
It's about thrusting.
And that actually brings up a good point. The game is turn-based, but as you can see, it moves really rapidly. So
Actually, it would help if I did this.
it's going to be a lot of fun, we think. We're hoping it's a really exciting game for everyone. Any other questions?
How long do you have for each turn?
How long do you have for each turn? What do you mean by that?
It's turn-based, right?
Yes.
Like 5 minutes?
2 seconds.
Yeah, there's a 2-second limit, which means that if you don't submit your, if you're trying to not submit your turn in time, then your turn will be skipped because the turns are rapid. So it's just a small amount of data being sent over each turn. But effectively, that should be enough time for you to do all of your commands.
Mention long point.
The time limit is only there so that we make sure that the game moves. 2 seconds should be enough time. Yes.
Kind of a follow-up to that gentleman's question, but would it do a color code ship possibly? So that
Not right now. We can if you want us to.
We can consider that, yeah.
Sure, I can do that. Pick 4 primary colors.
There are only 3 primary colors.
That was the joke. That was the joke. We are playing on a tournament style with 4 teams at once. This is how MechMania has been run for a while. We're actually doing it because of limitations in how our server was set up, and that if you add more than a certain number of players, the game's speed suddenly drops considerably. Yes?
So you said that you cross in any direction?
Yes.
And so it's turn-based, so you have a specific amount of basically time for each turn. So your acceleration is, or your velocity is, delta velocity is accelerated in time, or cross time, delta time.
Each turn represents a single tick in time, so it's
not quite the way the physics of the universe.
yeah. Consider each turn a single second in terms of actual game time.
But if you specify a thrust at the beginning of the turn, you have constant thrust throughout that 1 second period.
Yes. Well, one single game tick works as a range of time that's extremely small. Regardless of the amount of time that it takes to get all of the actions from all of the players, you just have that unit of time, and your velocity counts over that time, and your acceleration counts towards your velocity over that time.
Okay, so when you do the calculation of the final position, does your thrust start at the beginning of delta time, or does your thrust start at the end? Your thrust starts at the beginning of that time, and then is
Beginning of that time to the start of the next turn.
okay. So you compute the velocity for the next second at the beginning of the second, and then apply that.
The velocity at the next second is the velocity at the previous second plus the acceleration that you applied for that turn.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Yes. So you apply the acceleration as though it happened during the entire second, and then that's your new velocity.
Yes.
And then you go that direction for 1 second.
Yes.
Sweet.
All right.
Done.
You'll be provided with a pseudo-binary version of the server, which, on that note, this is an AI programming competition, not a hacking competition. If we see you either attempting to disassemble the server or toying with anything in any way, you will be disqualified. What was the other question? Part of the question? All right. But yes, you'll be given your own server to use, and you will be given the visualizer from that.
On that note, just a note about the competition rules and sportsmanship is expected in the lab. Obviously, everybody should be friendly to each other, cordial. Don't steal other teams' code. Do not try to figure out other teams' off codes and use those to send their actions. Cheating will be detected. Trust me, we'll figure it out. We've thought of
We're very attentive people when it comes to this game.
To the students, maybe not to the corporate competitors, to the students. Anything you try to do, we've thought about.
Palantir, please don't break our stuff. One sec. You had a question first. What?
The map where you're playing randomly?
The map is randomly generated at the beginning of the game. You can only see things that are within a certain range of the ships that you have, so we don't actually give you the full map. We give you your current positions, which you can use to determine where you are on the map relative to other planets. The 4 initial planets are in specified locations around the map, and I'm feedbacking. Anyway, all the rest of the map is randomly generated at the start of the game and remains static throughout.
Okay.
Asteroids don't move.
How big is the map? For example, we have seen there.
You'll see when you start playing, it's somewhere around 20,000 units wide or something. Call, right?
Yeah, I mean, the map itself is infinite, but the actual generation is
The available playable space is technically unlimited. Of course, if you go too far, your position will turn into a big int in Python and it'll get slower. But the maps are not symmetric. They are uniformly distributed, however. So there should be sort of the same amount of things everywhere. Him first. We will be queuing up games to play throughout the night just to let people see themselves compete against people. The games that we do throughout the night don't count towards anything, but they're great ways to see how you're doing. Over here, and then I'm going over there.
Alright, you said that every turn, does it have to wait for the previous player to send?
No, the server's threaded. It will receive your input at any time. Ideally, turns are way less than 2 seconds long. As you saw with our stuff, it was going really fast, and we're doing quite a bit of logic in the client that we were running. So
This is all going to be able to run smoothly, sending to the server like every.
So the way that turns are actually collected by the server is that you wait for the turn to start by doing a long pull for a particular URL from the server, and it will not respond to you until the next turn has started. And at that point, you ask for the turn information. It will give you all the turn information. You then can start doing stuff with it, and then you have to post it within 2 seconds. So, yes? I will go back down here. We were over there somewhere.
Yeah, just repeat the question, Dylan. Just have to repeat the question. You don't need.
All right.
I don't need the mic. They do.
So my question is, when will we receive like an official, I don't know, book of rules so that we know exactly what we can do and we can't do?
9.
9 a.m. All of the actual final details will be released at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Other than that, you can read the API documentation, which we have available. We will provide the link. If someone wants to put that up on the display right now, that'd be cool. In terms of actual game rules, it's whatever actions you can send to the server, we will accept as long as they are actual actions that you're sending to the server and not attempts to cheat by sending someone else's actions to the server. Yes?
Since you accept submission to Java, does that mean you accept also any language upon the JVM?
Yes. Any language that you compile to the JVM will work as long as you can actually get it to compile on the AWS Labs downstairs.
That's what Java is, right?
Just a note on the AWS Labs. We are not providing you guys with any external technology. We don't prevent you from using your own laptops and stuff like that. But if you do, and it doesn't work on the AWS computers, it's the same thing with MPs here. We warned you. That's what we're running it on. So please make sure it works on the AWS computers.
Every team will be provided with 2 machines in the basement labs. They will be running Scientific Linux 6, I believe. And you can't install packages on them, but you can do local installs of things. They do have complete developer tools. They have all sorts of editors. You've got Emacs, you've got Vim, you've got Eclipse. Got all sorts of other stuff. Anything that builds on there will work for the competition because we will be running the competition from one of those machines.
How does the resource gathering work? Like, is it based on is it automatic or?
The way resource gathering works is you need to fly close to an asteroid, which once you're within range of an asteroid, you'll see it on your list of objects that the game server sends you as part of your game state. And you need to build a refinery on it, which is just a single command,
And like, if you build it, does it just automatically start gathering?
Once you have built a refinery, it will automatically start pulling resources. The thing is that refineries have health points, so they can be destroyed by other players. Once there is a refinery on an asteroid, other players can't make a refinery on that, or you can't make one on there again. There can only be one refinery on an asteroid, but you can destroy the one that's on it to build a new one.
And also, does the resource generation rate depend on the type of asteroid or something, size or something?
The generation rate is constant. We're not going to tell you what exactly it is, so you'll have to figure it out experimentally. Also, on that note, we reserve the right to change minor aspects of gameplay throughout the night as we see fit. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, sorry. I think I pulled someone's plug there. I'm very sorry.
So last year, with the game viewer, there was a way you could basically step through each turn and look at a lot of the raw data. And so
we have not provided that this year
Okay,
currently.
that was my question. Thank you.
If enough people want something like that, we'll hack it together.
I don't.
So for like say a language like C++, which has a weaker standard library than Python or Java.
You are free to pull third-party libraries
Okay.
as long as you can get them to build.
Okay, because you said not bring in any code, so I was just wondering like if you.
The rules on not bringing in code are that you don't bring in any of your own code.
Okay.
And anything you pull from the internet is acceptable as long as it's not like, here's how to win MacMania 17.
Okay.
Which I really hope is not on the internet because we try to keep
I
this
hope
really
it is.
secret. Outside of these.
For the most part, we discourage bringing in anything that's related to artificial intelligence code, but everything else is fine.
Yeah.
I need you.
You. That'll work.
Yeah, I know. Move Dropbox upstairs.
It doesn't prevent, say, like one player has really good location and all the resources are thrown in.
It is possible that maps will not have truly fair resource allocations right now. We will run multiple games through each level of the tournament to determine winners, so
Email up there now. With the
it's
dev email.
really unlikely that you'll get the same unfair map each turn.
All right, guys, we have time for 2 more questions. Sorry for cutting it short.
My question is, will we be notified of the changes that are made to the game?
If we make changes other than minor changes to constants, we will inform you of what they are. If we make changes to the particular details of how the game works in terms of constant values for how many resources you get from something, we'll tell you that we changed it, but we won't tell you what we changed it to.
It's unlikely that we'll make any major changes, mostly just bug fixes. Is there any other questions? All right, last one.
You guys mentioned everything was in integer space. Do we just round velocities and positions to the nearest integer?
No. Things are not in integer space.
Okay, because you'd mentioned that in Python it gets converted to big N or whatever.
Or just positions are. The positions are ints, right?
I don't think it was a
Yeah,
mistake.
never mind. No, everything's floats. Sorry.
Doubles?
I screwed up. Everything is floats.
All right, that's all the time we have for questions.
If you have any more questions, ask us personally.
Put the
over
dev email up there,
next
Cole.
hours.
Put the dev email up on the slide. If you have any more questions, grab either Kevin, myself, Cole, Sam, Drew. Shout out to Nick Tabak, who's not here right now but is recording this because he had to be recording this. We're going to move the presentation on REST and Python upstairs, unfortunately, due to time constraints because we have another. We're doing it here? Okay, cool. Never mind. Awesome. I lied. Cool. Because I thought.
Okay. Better slow. Okay.
Oh, thanks. I'll take this back to we're restoring the prizes. Keep it secure.
Thanks, guys.
Cool. Hey guys, big thanks to the devs. This is awesome. Sweet. So my name's Steve. I'm an engineer at Dropbox. I've been there about a year. I'm on the analytics team. But this isn't about Dropbox. This is about some of the core technologies that we use and that are explicitly relevant to MacMania. Specifically, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Python and REST. Not going to go into too many details, but just a little bit of an overview. Cool. So we can argue about which languages are great all day. But I'm just going to tell you why I like Python. The reason why I like Python is because out of any language that I've seen so far, Python caters to the developer and not the compiler. When I say that, a lot of languages are structured to be, so that the compiler can understand them really well and execute efficient code. But Python is structured so that people can write simple, concise, readable code. And it's really easy to pick up. It's fast to iterate. And as a result, you also get a lot less bugs. And there's a ton of other reasons why Python's great. It's great for cross-platform deployment, stability, and it has also a huge standard library. Anyhow, these are some of the reasons why I like Python and why Dropbox uses Python. This is probably why maybe you guys should consider using Python for MechMania. You only have 24 hours. You need to iterate really quickly. Python's a great language to iterate fast and write code quickly. You have a team of 3. You need to be able to collaborate, right? Python's super readable. It's like reading English. And finally, like, you're writing pretty mission-critical code. If you have a bug in your client, I guarantee it won't go well. Python is going to help you write less bugs. Cool. So a little bit about REST. We sort of already touched on this. REST is a protocol for client-server interaction. A client specifies a path and gets back a response. REST is used all over the place. Specifically, like in our daily lives, HTTP, for example, is RESTful. Basically all web technology is built on top of REST. So the two things that are pretty relevant to this competition and that you should know about are GET and POST. GET allows you to retrieve information from the server, and it passes it back to the client. And POST allows you to send information to the server that's going to change the state of the server. So in this case, well, I'll talk about this case in a little bit, but generally, REST is used to, or the return results of like REST are like HTML documents, for example, when you're browsing the web. But another common use case is to pass back data, say JSON. I don't know, hopefully you guys are familiar with JSON, but it's a sort of lightweight framework for representing objects and arrays and values. And that's what you'll be using, in fact, for this competition. So what does REST mean in the context of MechMania? The client is your AI. The server is the game engine. And GET will help you retrieve the game state from the server, as they said at the beginning of each round. And POST will help you send actions to the server. And for both GET and POST requests, you'll just specify a URL and some arguments. And it's pretty simple. What you can do is look at the Python SDK that they've basically built, the sample code. It's pretty good. I've seen it, and it's like pretty simple. You can port it to basically any language you want, which is great. A great reason for using REST. And you guys can probably figure it out. I don't have the code up here or any examples with the API because, well, I guess we just figured out what the API was today. So, lastly, I just want to end with one piece of advice. It's great to try out all sorts of cool stuff, and you should definitely be creative. But simplicity is really key, especially for competitions like this where you don't have very much time. You're probably not going to be able to program some crazy machine learning algorithm in 24 hours and apply it to MechMania, or to any competition that spans a finite amount of time. I mean, stuff like this takes a long time to build and to test and really refine. What I would focus on is building, very, very solid core components of your client. Focus on the simple strategy first, and then expand and build on top of it. So that's about all I have planned to say today. We're super excited. I can't wait. I'm going to be programming all 24 hours. I've brought my Kinesis keyboard. It's going to be a blast. So another round of applause for the developers. Thanks, guys. So can I hand it back to you, or do you think? Well.
All right, thank you Dropbox for sponsoring this. It shall be an excellent time. So now Josh Black is going to give us a talk on puzzlers in Java, and it's going to be awesome. So I suggest you guys stick around, and we'll puzzle together